and welcome to No Enemies Here, the show where I get to finally see what I look like, because in my bathroom, the lights are no good, and I don't shave well. I leave spots here, you know what I'm saying? So now I'm looking at myself, and what the hell's the matter with me? I gotta get a haircut, I gotta get a good shave, I gotta trim this properly. God, I look like a freaking Danny DeVito in Taxi or something, whatever. But anyways, welcome. I've got some news today, and I don't know why I didn't mention this before. For God's sakes, man. Riccardo Mazzini, the professor, has a new book out. And it's called Historical Simulations and War Games, the Hexagon and the Sword, Riccardo Mazzini. And this picture here, look at that. That's Mark Herman's hands. Mark Herman, you know him from such great games like Ribbit and other stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's available. I think it's available on Amazon, if I'm not mistaken. And it's to be picked up. That's the word in the street. It's to be picked up. Look, if the guy who created Ribbit, Mark Herman, picked it up, who are you not to pick it up? And talking about Mark Herman has a book out too on the P500, and it's called War Games According to Mark. An historian's view of war game design by Mark Herman. And the cover is by Roger B. McGowan. Who else would you have a cover done by from Mark Herman if it ain't Roger B. McGowan? Roger B. McGowan, basically, he's the CEO of war games. I don't care what anybody says. We've seen more pictures being war gamers of Roger B. McGowan than any other artist. Okay? That's all. So, that's it for Mark. That's it for Ricardo. Flying Pig Games 65 is now on Kickstarter. Second edition, it's a 65 squad level battles. It's Vietnam. I get a shiver when Vietnam. It just scares me. First of all, kudos to soldiers, okay? Because one, guns are scary, especially when they're aimed at you. Know what I'm saying? And two, Vietnam, it's humid. I can't stand the heat. Let me check my volume. I just figured it out. Let me check my volume. It always happens. I knew it. Yeah, the volume's getting louder. Sorry there, people. That's the way I started. You see what I'm saying? I'm losing it. Look at me. Do I look like I'm in control? Anyways. So check out the Kickstarter for Mark H. Walker 65 2nd edition. And that's it for that. So, what happened this week? Let me see. Well, I met an old acquaintance of mine who was a girlfriend of one of my friends, who basically held a knife to his throat, and I saw her today, this week, at St. Hubert, I'm sorry, jeez, I almost stabbed myself with this, god damn, can I stop moving around? I saw her at the truck stop that I was working at. She knew me, and she's gonna be arraigned next week for attempted murder. And you say, but what's she doing out? Well, she's not a flight risk, because she's a moron. Yeah! So that's what happened this week. Hey, you got any better stories than that? That's what I'm saying. I might be going to Carl Paradis on Sunday. I might come back with a few new games. I know that I'm going to get information on his... I keep forgetting the game there. Battle something Napoleon. And, you know what? This is a good time to do it. I'm in touch with Carl, because Carl lives like an hour from my place. And he sent me something, and I'm going to see if I can download it here. He sent me something that really freaked me out. What he did was he had his PDF. Thank you very much, honey. I just got an orange juice. Yeah. Oh, and my vitamin. Say hello. Come and say hello.
Hi, everyone.
Yeah, right. Anyways, Carl Paradzi. His new game, I keep forgetting what it's called. Battle something Napoleon, right? So what he did is he uploaded his document, PDF document, to AI or something like that, and also no retreat to AI. And I couldn't tell the difference who was reading that. I think there was a discussion amongst two AI people reading his rule book and discussing it. Look, I have to see if I can download that. I'm gonna put up a snippet of it so you can hear it right here, now. But if it doesn't happen, I'm coming back and I'm saying I'm sorry. So let's see.
Ever get the feeling that history's greatest battles are, playing out right there on your coffee table?
I know that feeling.
Well, that's what we're diving into today.
Oh, is that right?
We're talking Eastern Front, World War II,
Cool.
But not just like the history itself. We're going to be looking at it through this board game, No Retreat. It really puts you in the commander's seat.
What's so fascinating about a game like this is it doesn't shy away from how complex the Eastern Front was. It's not like Risk or Axis and Allies just moving pieces on a map.
Right.
It's about really understanding the pressures, the limitations, the choices these historical figures had to make.
Exactly, yeah. We're going beyond the history books here.
Absolutely.
We're experiencing the war through the game mechanics.
Yeah.
When I was younger, whatever, we talk and out of context and whatever, and we're talking about technology. Hey, wait, in 50 years, you're gonna see how much things are gonna change. Well, don't wait 50 years. Wait in 5 years, we're gonna see what's gonna happen. I have no idea. Like, I could listen to these two people like, okay, so they're saying stuff that we know already, this is not Axis and Allies, it's more in-depth and more simulated, I mean, a beginner, anybody can listen to this. What am I saying? Man, have a good show.
Hello, this is Riccardo Masini, and it's time. The greatest day in history and games is October 10th, 1732. The day of the battle that saved Europe from Muslim domination, well, at least according to some historians. The day of the Battle of Tours, or Poitiers, if you prefer. Now we are in the early Middle Ages, and the situation in Europe is quite dramatic. Actually, the Umayyads dynasty of Muslim warriors have essentially invaded Spain and have conquered all the Spain previously controlled by the Vandals in what even now we call now Andalusia, from the ancient Arab name of Andalus. They control essentially all of the Iberian Peninsula, Spanish Peninsula, from Al-Andalus to Catalonia. And from there they make frequent incursions in France, especially against the bordering region of Aquitaine, across the Pyrenees, and even up to Autun, that is in Burgundy. So you have to imagine all modern day France is subject to frequent incursions. This is a direct threat to a very powerful nation, the Franks, led by Charles Martel, but especially to the bitter enemy of the Franks, Odo of Aquitaine, that is directly in the path of those incursions, those invasions. Odo at first tries to ally with the Berber Lord Uthman in order to save his kingdom from invasion and military occupation by the Umayyads, but then Uthman rebels against his overlord in Cordova, Abd al-Rahman, and this gives Abd al-Rahman an excuse to invade all of Aquitaine. Many times Odo manages to repel the Arabs, but at the end he is defeated at the siege of Bordeaux, and where he narrowly escapes capture. Now, Abd al-Rahman has a basis, a very good base for further incursions into mainland France. But near Tours and Poitiers, he finds his path blocked by none other than Odo's arch enemy, Charles Martel. The fact is that Odo had made an appeal, a desperate appeal to all Frankish people, and Charles Martel has agreed to help Odo in exchange, of course, for his utter submission, so the incorporation of Aquitaine into the Frankish dominion, and Odo has accepted. So Abd al-Rahman's troops are encumbered, they are tired from the previous loots, from the previous battles and sieges in Aquitaine, while against them the Frankish heavy infantry is arrayed, and the Muslim forces have no heavy infantry of their own. They essentially light infantry and heavy or light cavalry. And also there is a very small contingent, but very well equipped contingent of Frankish heavy cavalry. What happens is that Charles Martel blocks the road to Tours on the high ground and awaits the Arab charges and countercharges, and the usual tactic of feints, of charging, of discharging arrows with horse archers, everything that we know about the traditional Arab tactic. But Charles Martel has given the order of not fall for those traps and keep the formation in line, keep the shield wall, keep the position, keep the heavy infantry in position. What then ensues is a long positional battle with Abd al-Rahman, and Abd al-Rahman can no longer sustain it because his forces are constantly eroded. So at the end, he orders a general attack all against the entire Frankish line. But even this is, well, it is very fierce, very violent, but the Frankish line holds. And at last, Abd al-Rahman tries a last charges with his forces. They are not so well coordinated, but at the end he manages to coordinate one last charge. And at that moment, Odo's light cavalry appears on the flanks of the Arabs and essentially envelops these last Arab cavalry charge, and panic ensues because the Arabs are now effectively surrounded. Even Abd al-Rahman is killed, and finally Charles Martel heavy cavalry charges at the center, and everything is destroyed. The Arab army goes into panic. They can no longer, also their camps, their belongings are threatened, and so they are absolutely dispersed. Now the battle is a great Frankish victory, okay, and there is a lot of debate on this among the historians. Did this battle really save Europe from a permanent, a constant Arab domination as the one that occupied Spain for so many centuries? Well, this is up to debate, because essentially this was a raid enforced by Abd al-Rahman, and the defeat, yes, it was significant, but we don't know if without this defeat the Arabs would have stayed in France or would have just looted a lot of stuff and then went away. We just don't know. What we really know is that two things. First of all, the Frankish cavalry, the Frankish commander, found the idea of heavy cavalry very useful. Also, they copied from the Arabs, the stirrups from the Arabs, and other tactics and other equipment. And so this is one of those battles that formed the idea of creating a permanent heavy cavalry force in European armies. But most of all, even more, this led to the domination in France by Charles Martel and his many descendants, and this will lead us just to Charlemagne. So France will be a much more unified bloc after this battle. Now, Tours or Poitiers, if you prefer, is a battle that has been covered in many wargames. Now, the one I want to speak today is the one that you can find in the 20 Decisive Battle series by Turning Point Simulation. You all know that those 20 titles about so many battles around the war on the history of the world. The series is a series of light war games or very accessible war games, but of many with so many variations, so many various systems. This one is by Richard Berg, the great Richard Berg. Tours has been designed by him, and it is something of a lighter Man of Iron game, but with two great distinctions from the typical Man of Iron. The activations are very uncertain, so you give order. Yes, you give order before you try to activate, but you don't know if that specific formation will follow that order, and the entire game is much more asymmetrical. For example, the Arab formations are divisions of mixed of light cavalry, heavy cavalry, and infantry. So they're very varied. They can develop very varied tactics, but they're much more difficult to coordinate. Why? Because the Frankish have just one formation for all heavy infantry over the infantry line. Another formation is all light infantry behind them, and the third formation is all cavalry. So they are much easier to control. Also, the Arabs have no heavy infantry, so they are very disadvantaged in direct shock assault, while they can make their charges and counter charges and fence the typical Arab tactics. So this is very asymmetrical, very interesting. The result is a very swinging affair, quite easy to play, but it is different every time because all the activations are different every time. So even the same battle can have a very different development at every play, at every gaming session. The Muslims are somewhat more numerous, but the Franks are more reactive, with a much more cohesive command structure. And yes, they have heavy infantry, they have access to better equipment for their infantry. It is a very nice war game, highly replayable, very enjoyable, that truly captures the core dynamics of the event. This is Richard Berg at his best. So that's it for this week. See you on the next battlefields. Ciao.
Who's Ray? Who's Ray? Now, let's get into the crux of the show. You know what? Just let me check my volume, because there's a bug here, obviously. And we're all good. Alright, so continuing with the crux of the show. Here we have ID Jester sending me a screenshot. Better than I can do, that's for sure, because look at that! And he says he didn't do much this week, or he did much. See, that's the thing with me. I can read something in a book that says they did climb the mountain, and I will. They did not climb the mountain. I will say that. I will read that. It happens. That's it. It's the way my fantastic mind works. Well, we have 16, 17, 18 video. 18. You think this guy has a job or a life? This is his life. This is his job. So he's playing. Okay, well, hold on a second. He's got the War Room happening here from the bottom right. War Room, then he plays a solo playthrough of Twilight Struggle. And I gotta check that out because I want to play that game. I have never played that game. I'll say it again. And then a golf and expansions playthrough of Darwin's Journey. And a Pebble Beach, more golf. Wake Me Up When September Ends. That's Green Day. September is a very poetic, artistic month. It is. It is. More golf, more baseball, golf, BGA, MLSS, or MLS Cup. Then he unboxes stuff, and then he Built for War by Mr. B Games and Destroy Tanks. All of this is happening on ID Jester's channel. Good luck! And 6 Actual is playing a video game, and it's Chopper Pilot Vietnam. I saw a little bit of it. It's not that long, and it's basically music and you running through the jungles in Vietnam. Here, the rice fields. Vietnam just sounds wonderful, doesn't it? God help us. Aaron Plays has 4 videos. I should say has 3 videos, but it's the same thing. It's Into the Woods. So scenario number 1 of Great Battles of American Civil War. Into the Woods is a GMT game. And it's Shiloh, April 6th, 1862, episode 44, Hinman's Division. Check it out on Aaron Plays. Agility Snips Gaming Table, 3 videos, all the same game. Napoleon's Eagles, Austerlitz scenario. Take 2 and take 3. That's Austria. Take 2 is as the other guys who Napoleon fought against. Basically, the world! Look who's back, Andrew Chung! Hello again, Andrew Chung. Andrew Chung gives us an update of his Wargaming YouTube life of autumn 2024. Artie of ARDWULF'S Lair has a multiple load of videos, but I only put 2 down because my name isn't one of them. He has a counterclipping episode 192 by Fantasy War Games, or should I say by Fantasy War Games. Talks about Fantasy War Games. And then it's that shit show with Dan and Artie. I'm Dan. And we interviewed and had the pleasure to talk with, and it is a pleasure, talk with Doc Cummings, the most misunderstood CEO in Wargaming. I'm telling you, he's a sweetheart. Just don't mess with him. Assault Games, 1 video, and it's the 4th of March versus Sean. This is USA AG Tournament, AG. Assault Games Tournament 2024. And I'm assuming here he's playing a game called Assault, for God's sakes. I thought AG Tournament, Assault Games Tournament. Okay. Anyways, that's what he's doing. See, I'm all messed up today. Shut up. Liz Davidson of Beyond Solitaire is interviewing Jared Carmichael. Who? The guy from 3 Minute Board Games. The guy who just designed a coin game called Red Dust Rebellion. 3 Minute Board Games, that's a YouTube channel out of, if I'm not mistaken, New Zealand. I could be mistaken, though. I wonder if he's a Kiwi. But, there you go! Bonding with Board Games and RPGs, The Chafe has 2 videos. Neuralink episode number 4, The RPG, No Tuesday and No Angry Grandma. Also, review of Cities Without Numbers by Kevin Crawford. And, well, I guess it's Sine Nomine Publishing. It's not Sign No Mine. I think it's Sine Nomine. Latin. You know what I'm saying? All of this on Board Games, on Bonding with Board Games and RPGs. The man famously known as Calandale, Enrico Viglino, has 12 videos. He reviews Clash of Sovereigns, then he plays Citadel of Blood, then he discussed Sapiens Happiness, more sub-book discussions, going back to Citadel of Blood and Rap, then a review of said game Citadel of Blood, then a Sapiens book discussion. Then he goes into Astronavis Merchant, an intro, parts 1, 2, and Rap, review of that game, and then he starts Prime Minister. Lots of stuff just on this channel. Imagine you spending all week with all the reviews I'm going to bring up and have brought up. You got your work cut out for you. Mythic Battles gameplay with Carl Walmsley. That's what's happening on his channel. Castle Archon has 2 videos, and he's telling us why you should be using the world's greatest half-size screen. It's an RPG screen. And he reviews The Return of the Stainless Steel Rat. It's a book by Harry Harrison. I read a couple of books by Harry Harrison. I think I read Friday. Was it Harry Harrison? Could be. All of this on Castle Archon. Dave and his friend Len of Centurions review Worthington Games' Enemies of Rome. Check it out on Centurions Review. Charlie Latora, 4 videos. My 240 figures for the MWM Paint Challenge. MWM. That's a good one, Charlie. I don't know it. And then is a game / bookshelf, a bunch of unplayed games. Join the club, Charlie. Come on, don't feel guilty. Have a sandwich. Then, my favorite word to say these days, Schutztruppe. The end of January 1915. He's got a video on that. And then Worthington Franklin, 1864. American Civil War, a quick peek on Charlie's channel, Charles Latora.
Howdy folks, Meandering Mike, weekly channel update time. Looks like I'm back in a normal gear. I actually did 3 videos here. There's a playthrough of Battle of Baton Rouge. Now, this was something I did early in the year as part of my 10-game challenge for the War Room. I've replayed it in September because this happened in September 1779. So if you want to see that, replay the battle, some different strategy used, and the results of that. I also have the results of my mini Warmut painting challenge for September called Go the Distance, and I crawled across the finish line. September was a really busy month. I had my card game design class. I was sick for most of the month, but I got 8 miniatures done. Yeah, so if you want to see those miniatures and I explain how I painted them, you can watch that stuff. And then I've done an unboxing. It's been a long time since I've done an unboxing of Axis and Allies North Africa. So there you go. I'm sort of back to normal. There's no Signal Boost. I think Signal Boost is going to be put on hold Maybe next year we might start that up again, but this is it. So that's my weekly channel update. If you're watching this on Dan Pencaldi's show, No Enemies Here, hello to everyone there. And I'm going to send it back to Dan. If you're on my channel, well, ciao, y'all. Take care.
The boss, Clark Commando 1983, has 8 videos. His top 10 games, his top 10 gaming moments, then he talks politics, then he talks fireside chat channel update, then he goes into Avalon Hill Powers and Peril Trip down memory lane. I don't have that one. And then books. Talks about his books that he reads. Then Trip down memory lane. SPI Upscope, and then Twilight of My Life is a philosophical video talking about the twilight of his life. The boss's channel, Clark Commando 1983. Dave of Dave's Gaming Cave, 2 videos of the same subject, titled Bout 2, What's New? And then Donovan Ruddick versus Oleskander Usyk, well, heavyweights, 10 rounds of that. You know what? I like UFC, and I think Muay Thai is my favorite type of combat sport, and I enjoy combat sport. I used to be a huge boxing fan. Then UFC for me was a bit brutal, man. But then I got into it. I got into these men are both prepared to beat the shit out of each other, and it's gonna hurt. Both of them. Like those little kicks that you see in the shins there. Dook! Someone gave it to me, a UFC fighter. Actually, a Canadian champion UFC fighter. Michael Ritchie. I used to know him. I knew him for many, many years. I knew his dad, this and that. Anyways, I saw him grow up and get into UFC. And I said, man, those little shots doesn't look like it hurts. And I swear to God, I think with his toe, just tapped me on my shin bone. It hurt like crazy, but like crazy, and a sustained pain. So those little shots, they're little jabs that you see when a guy's head's not even moving back, that would knock me out. It would flatten me. And flatten you too. Alright, so that's what's happening at Dave's Gaming Cave, eh? Ramble on. Diagonal Move is looking at Sankore, the Pride of Mansa Musa, a competent overview. I don't know this game. Look at all the tapestry. Too much visual information. It's actually making me dizzy. All this on Diagonal Move. Brant of the Dragoon Commander, Armchair Dragoon, mentioned in Dispatch Season 13, Episode 3 of the Armchair Dragoons official podcast. And they talk about Solo Wargame Survey wrap-up on Dragoon Commander. And then we have Eric's Table Napoleonics Battle reading us a poem, a Borodino poem by Mikhail Lermontov. Hey, yeah. Eric's Table, Napoleonics Battles. Okay, look. I'm into pellet guns, eh? Especially 22 size pellets. Like, I figure they give more of a punch. But I mean, pellet guns can go up to like 65 caliber. Like, sincerely. Civil War type lead. And you can get... obviously, you can get air guns you can go hunting with. You can hunt a bloody elephant with one of these guns. Because let me tell you, if it's going at 1,500 feet per second and it's a 65 caliber lead shot, it's gonna hurt. But anyways, and these air gun reviews, the guys are nice guys from England. And look, he takes a look at the Humerex, a PO8 Luger. I have it. Lots of fun. But I'm going to tell you, it's not expensive. I bought it, and you can't treat these guns, these replicas, like a real gun. Slack, slack, slack. You can't even do that with a real gun, because you're going to damage it somehow. I learned the hard way, eh? What can I tell you? And then the AGT manual, or manual. Check it out, it's fun. Well, what do you want? It's my channel, I'm gonna put it up. So what? Fanny Rob plays Herman Lotman's The Plum Island Horror board game. Playthrough of day 1. You know what? Let's see how many times I'm gonna say Herman Lotman in this episode. Seriously. I mean, last week I think I must have said it 652 times. Okay, let's see how many times I'm gonna say it. So Herman Lutman was said once, twice. Now I just said Herman Lutman. That's 3 times that I said Herman Lutman. 4. But anyways, you know what I'm saying. And Duckweed of the Gamer's Closet is back and is unboxing my father's work. Not his father's work, a game called My Father's Work on Gamer's Closet with Duckweed. Games from the front. 2 video, I should say 1 video. And it's The Greatest Day, Utah Beach, the battle for Brecourt Manor. And it's a learning scenario, and he hasn't been around for a while. I think his last update was 8 months ago. So welcome back, Games from the Front. Gaming with Earl the Shiv Bickford. 8 videos, Chariots of Fire, the Judges scenario. Then he plays Budapest 56, part 1. Then he shows us his game collection, part 23. Part 23! Holy moly! Goes back to Budapest for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 parts. On the Shiv's channel, Gaming with Earl Bickford. The Leonidas of ASL, Georgie Otis, Tiganis George. And it's how to hit basic mechanics starter kit versus ASL. You know what? That's something for me. Thanks, George. Faristo, man. Faristo. On George Otis's channel, The Leonidas of ASL. Hex to Hex, 4 videos, and the first video is World at War 5, Storming the Gap, a game by Lock and Load Publishing. Then first victories of Vimeiro, final. He says it's in 4K. Okay. And then World at War, Storming the Gap, the finale. And first victory is Move Disorder Check. And we're looking at Vimeiro, yeah. Vimeiro. I think so. On his Hex to Hex. Hex Encountered has 3 videos. Burden of Command, it's a PC. So it's a demo gameplay, parts 1 and 2, and then a channel update of October 2024 of Hexed Encountered. My favorite Frenchie, Freddy Fred Sarfal. Another brain. This guy's a brain. He's a brain. And he looks like a brain. He fits all the brain stereotypes. 2 videos, and it's Teach and Play Literal Commander with Wargame designer Sebastian Bay. And Pajama Stream, Learning Undaunted 2200, Callisto with David Thompson and Mark, don't tell me it's Mark Herman there too. Oh man, this guy's getting them all. He's getting them all. I'm gonna be out of a job because of this guy. I'm already out of a job because of the AI. That's what Carl Parazzi said. You're out of a job, brother. Respect Jim Ozarski's channel of live playthroughs of battles. 3 videos, the Battle of Tegenhausen for LaSalle 2, and the Battle of Leipzig for bloody big battles, and Operation Charnwood, the battle for Garmanche. All of this on Jim Ozarski's channel. Juan Luis of Julius Fairfax channel checks out Ancient War Series for our Spanish viewers. Okay, here's another one. Look at this guy, Kentucky Ballistics. This guy's hilarious, I'm telling you. Yeah, okay, you don't like guns. It's guns. This guy's he's showing you the gun, but he's having a great time doing it with a lot of comedy. And here's one. It's him taking a picture for his girlfriend, and she said you gotta use filters, to make the picture nice. So there he is. He's got a car filter. See what I'm saying? Huh? All right. KilRoyWasHere, 4 videos. Does he send me a video? No! Coffee with Kilroy, my favorite segment. Game Trade Magazine, issue number 296. Then Tattered Flags. Into the Whirlpool by Blue Panther Games. This is an unboxing and first look. Then Thermopylae, The Hot Gates, DVG, After Action Report, and Gameplay. Is this an old game? Or is this a new game? I don't know. But then Fitna, Global War in the Middle East. Israel attacks Lebanon and Syria. This is a game that was published probably, what, a year, 2 years ago? I mean, it doesn't take a genius to know what the hell's gonna go on in the Middle East, and it's happening right now, and it's wicked. All of this on KilRoyWasHere. The fantastic channel, the fantastic Canadian channel that is Legendary Tactics, has 4 videos. And he says, Nar, first impression, conquer the season of Viking Strategy Showdown. Is it worth buying, he says. Then the reboxing, Tales of Arthurian Knights, board game reboxing. See, the Arthurian Knights. I have Arabian Night version of that, and it looks fun. It's basically a is it an RPG? Nah. I don't know what it is, but it's a fun game. And then how to play Nar, full game playthrough. And do you need the leaders? Lost Ruins of Arnak. Expedition Leaders Expansion. Elevate your adventure on Legendary Tactics this week. Lock and Load Publishing has 2 videos, and that's Friendly Fire 9/27, World at War 85, and then Friendly Fire to be 10/4, World at War 85. So I'm assuming 10/4 is I don't know. But what can I tell you? All of this on Lock and Load Publishing. Pa, you want to play a game? God, no. Nobody wants to play with me. Are you that person? Don't fret. I'm here to help with the solo special, solos people who have no friends and they want to play games. And for 1,000 payments of $29.99, instead of sounding like this, I got nobody to play with, you can sound like this. I don't want to play with you. Because today, I'm playing Field Commander Alexander, one of the greatest, if not the greatest general of all time. I'm gonna take over the world. No one's gonna stop me. You know why? Because I'm playing by myself. It's a game by DVG. DVG! It's a game by DVG. Fantastic. You take over anything you want. But you gotta fight for it, right? They ain't gonna give up easy. Alone! Taking over the world! Or from Dream Team designer Herman Latman. God, I love that guy! And this is a Flying Pig Games. It's a push your luck game. Yes, I've done it before, but we're playing solo, and that's what it is. It's push, push, push. Find the guns. Are the guns there? They ain't there. Oh my God! What am I gonna do? You lost the game. You try again. That's what solo gaming is like. You're not going out anyways. Oh yeah, this game, you gotta get off on the beach and then you're gonna climb a mountain. And, well, you're just not climbing a mountain. This is what's waiting for ya. Or you could be in space. A game by Joseph Miranda and Decision Games, Struggle for the Galactic Empire, where you can be a transhuman and go through hulls of ships with your mind from your ship to another ship. This is like an Isaac Asimov Foundation series game. I love it. Or you can be a U-boat Kriegsmarine commander, and you command a submarine of wolf packs, and you blow up all these British and Allied ships. But then the Americans come in this year and they cause havoc. They cramp my style. And now you're not the hunters anymore, you're the hunted! It's the twilight of the U-boats! Those 3 games were designed by Gregory M. Smith, great designer. The first game was The Hunters, the second game was Silent Victory, where the Americans comes in, and the third game was The Hunted. So as the war progresses, things get bad for these guys. So what I'm trying to say is that it's a game, and not everything's a history lesson. I mean, that's the way I take it, but you can play it just as a game, and it's a lot of fun. I'll see you later. The man who looks like a vampire, Mark Felton of Mark Felton Productions, has 4 videos. 1, Operating Himmler, or Operation Himmler, Nazis' false flag used to justify invading Poland. Then Nazi Flags of Fear, NSDAP leaders, personal standards. And War Prize, the German plane all Allied leaders wanted. And Iranian Top Guns, the last F-14 Tomcat squadron. Yeah, it's the last. You know what I'm saying? Mark White, Wargames, the Wargame designer, looking at ASL scenario S48, but with retro rules by Minden Games. It's a Gary Graber company. After Action Report. For our Italian listeners, Mauro Faina, 2 videos, Il Gianni Zero Nero, Siege of Jerusalem, and The Siege of Jerusalem, and SNT, Strategy and Tactics Magazine, number 348. That's where it comes from, on Mauro Faina's channel. Into the Whirlpool from Blue Panther Preview. Mo of Mo's Gaming Table is reviewing a game designed by Herman Lotman. Keeping count? It's a full account of the bloody fighting that swept through Rosa's wheat field on July 2nd, 1863. I don't want to say their name again, because it's going to count, but it's Herman Lotman that we have to keep count for. That's all. Nanguaya, 3 videos. He ran 3 turns using his CRT, and I would like to continue trying it out, he says. I'm just about to play the Masurian Lake scenario for The World Undone, and trying his CRT out on a grid with offset squares. You know what? I haven't checked it out, but I mean, I've got questions to ask him, like, if you create your own CRT, are you biased somehow? I don't know what I'm saying. But anyways, it's happening on Nanguaya's channel. Kevin Kitchen's Once Upon a Game, 3 videos assembling the printable sci-fi themed guard towers. Flat D terrain, okay. And then Robo Rally, 30th anniversary and unboxing. I think I'd like that game. And Red Dust Rebellion, an unboxing, a game designed by Jared something and published by GMT. I think it's out now, or it's soon to be out on the P500. I think it's out, meaning shipping, or just finishing off on the P500. Check it out! Patrick's Tactics and Tutorials. Take a look at Thunder on the Mississippi, scenario number 2. Invasion and Breakout. Another rematch. The War Game Chef, Mystical Munchies, Phoenix Night. He does the steps, shortbread cookies. Okay, he's running through a cookbook from some game or something. Right? Right. All of this on Phoenix Night. Poindexter Games is back! Jay Hinton. He's looking at Western Front Ace, French, 3rd and 4th Patrol, 5th and 6th Patrol, 7th and 8th Patrol, playing the French on Gregory M. Smith's game, Western Front Ace. And I've got a little something in that game. I was with Gregory when he was playtesting this game, and he said, come over, 10 minutes we did this game. And I said something about a rule like, okay, you've got this guy, Dan, what do you want to do with him? We shoot him out of the air, he's got no more bullets? No, he's just flying. And I said, no, man, it's, you know, we're still gallant at that age, you know. And he was like, ding! So there's a gallant rule. And it's by me, but they spelled my name wrong. They spelled it Pacaldi. They forgot to put the N before the C after the A. It's okay. All of this on Poindexter Games. Prasutagus, the Orwell Wargamer Pike and Shot Ramblings, Small-Scale Armies, discussions on Prasutagus, the Orwell Gamers website. YouTube site. For our Italian listeners, Clipping Night 07, ready to play Riccardo Mazzini with Warlog live. Ruffy of Rough Swordsman Wargamer has the War Room Live, top 5 hidden gem games with Nate and ID Jester. Smart Wargame.
The first Wednesday in October brings a double feature of videos, starting with a personal essay about conflict simulations as role-playing games. This essay is a personal expression about the role-playing elements found in many war games, especially man-to-man tactical games such as Warfighter. This short video is designed to showcase the connections that can be created when playing war games with role-playing in mind. The second video continues the series on Fortune and Glory, with a focus on cooperative villain rules. The short video covers the basic setup, victory conditions, and the villain phase, which includes events, outpost, and adventure steps. Also demonstrated are the actions of the villain, which include searching for artifacts, returning to base, and how to use the villain track. Check out more videos when you subscribe to the Seek Out and Play YouTube channel. In addition, there is a monthly Speak Out and Play podcast, which you can find on Buzzsprout and Spotify. For just $2 per month, you can support the channel by becoming a Patreon member and see the videos and podcast 48 to 72 hours in advance. At least one new video is released every week on the Seek Out and Play YouTube channel, so I will see you next Wednesday.
Smart War Games has 4 videos. Biohazard 2 video. A video game. Then gameplay preview of Tactical 1. Excuse me. Of Status 1. Then it's Disco Elysium. I don't know about that. And Night of the Presidential Debate. U.S. Under Attack. Act of War, High Treason. A game that's played on Smart War Games this week. Tabletop Minions. 1 video, you can recycle your miniatures for more fun. Sure. I mean, I'd put them up on my plinking shelf and shoot it with my new Winchester, or I should say Remington, repeater. Huh? You didn't know I had that, huh? But I do. Anyways, check it out. Tabletop Minions. The Blue Tweezers live playthrough, 3 videos, the same subject, and it's a live playthrough, parts 1, 2, and 3 of Gene Billingsley, Mr. President, a game published by GMT. And they're playing the 2020 scenario. And it's a live stream, and the last one is upcoming. Alright? Alright. The Board Game Chronicles, 3 videos. Cube for Me set for Enemy Action Kharkov. Cube for Me, they make trays, but I think custom for the games, okay? Check out their website, Cube for Me. I checked it out. I think I'm gonna get a couple. I'm curious. They're not very expensive. They're from Poland. But the shipping's probably gonna cost you more than the product itself. But hey, that's the world we live in. Check it out. Cube for Me, okay? Go on their website. Then, first look at Panzer's Last Stand. Battles for Budapest, 1945. An unboxing and overview. Then, playing I, Napoleon again by Ted Racier. And it says playing as console from I, Napoleon. On the Board Game Chronicles. The Discriminating Gamer. We have 8 videos, and it's Power People Insurgency in the Philippines, an unboxing with Ray. Then Clank Catacombs. Then unboxing Arcs with Ray. Who's Ray? And then Burning Banners unboxing with Ray. Who's Ray? And then Clark's Catacombs, Liars and Lost Chambers, and Harrow Country Plus expansion unboxing with Ray. Who's Ray? Axis and Allies Hit Dice, and then, let's not finish this without saying that, Tales of Arthurian Knights unboxing with Ray. Who's Ray? All of this on the Discriminating Gamer. The Korean War by Indy Nidell, 3 videos, the dramatic birth of 2 Korean states. Then the Korean War, breakout from the perimeter, September 24, 1950. MacArthur's pissed. And then the Korean War, the liberation of Seoul, October 1st, 1950. MacArthur's happy. But they went into Seoul, man. North Korea. Check it out on the map. That's pretty wicked. All right. The name of the game is playing another old Avalon Hill game called Management. So now you can be a corporate president in this realistic business game. I hate business. I'm not a business guy. I don't have the brains for business. That's why I'm an artist and a fool. The Gentleman of the Player's Aid, 4 videos, unboxing Bonaparte's Eastern Empire from Square Games. It says here, from Square Games. Well, look, I could be wrong. I don't know. Then a designer interview. Look, Hughes, Burden of Command, the designer of Burden of Command. And unboxing France 40, a game by GMT, designed by Mark Simonich. And then reviewing Bonaparte's Eastern Empire by Form Square Games. It's not from Square Games, it's Form Square Games. Alright. The Tabletop's Edge doesn't do many videos. He's back. Combined World in Flames and Days of... Decision of Days. Days of... I forget. But an Australian design group game. So... Campaign playthrough number 23B. March/April 1940. GIMPY of the GIMPY Gamer, 4 videos. Market Garden DLC from a game called Headquarters, World War II. Then Price of Gaming, Is the Juice Still Worth the Squeeze? And Mythic Games, Bankruptcy. It says it's a Kickstarter scam. And SAS Rogue Regiment Operations Gain coming to Kickstarter. Operations Gain. It's coming to Kickstarter. On GIMPY, the GIMPY Gamer. Tony! Of Tony's Board Life. Looks at... He has 2 videos. Turns 1, Part 1, and Turn 1, Part 2 of Longstreet Attacks Scenario 2. A game designed by Herman Lotman. U-Boater 658 is looking at U-99 from April 1941 patrol. Silent Otto strikes again. Dramatic AI account on blog site. A dramatic AI account? Wow. Wow. U-Boater 658. Ventonova Games has a new game and it's called DNA Voyager. Recode DNA and restore life. Because Emanuela Santandrea, I think, is a molecular biologist? I think so. Check it out! War Game Rambo checks out 1812, the war on the Great Lakes frontier. Man, there was wars there, man. These Great Lakes are massive. I know. I went on Lake Ontario, where I puked my brains out like 30 times because of the swells. And it was bad. Wise Guy History, 8 videos. Portuguese Victory, Tanto Monta. Then Better Than Here's, Stand Tanto Monta. Then he looks at Townfolk's Tussle and unboxing. And first impression of Townfolk Tussle, example of play of said game. Then he goes to Advanced Third Reich scenario from Strategic Command World War II, War in Europe. Then he plays Versailles and unboxing, Versailles 1919. And then example of play for a 2-player game on Wise Guy History. For our Polish viewers, Wojennik TV, Michel's channel, is looking at Project Art. Then he unboxes Soul Giver, and then he looks at Hansa Teutonica in Polish for our Polish viewers on Wojennik TV. Cutesy Bootsy Zilla Blitz looks at Phantom Fury 2nd Edition. First, and he's giving it away. It's a solitaire war game by Nuts Publishing on Zilla Blitz. Cap Sawyer has one video on its Tattered Flags, Into the Whirlpool, an intro, play of Scenario 1. This is a game designed by Herman Latman.
Here at Noble Knight Games, we've been carefully growing the world's largest selection of tabletop games, going on 25 years now. From fresh-picked new releases to finely aged vintage classics and hard-to-find imports, you can buy, sell, trade, and play with us at our store in Fitchburg, Wisconsin. Or shop online 24/7 from anywhere in the world, just like nature intended. Growing fresh daily at Noble Knight Games.
Another week, another show. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and support this channel. Could you believe that AI, man? Yeah. I don't know what to say. I've got to try it. I've got to see what it's like. Can it serve me before it annihilates me? Because that's what I think is going to happen. Because we're too stupid for compared to AI. What, kidding me, man? You know what I'm saying? Come on. Except Mark Herman, he's gonna survive. Everybody else is dead. So, have a great weekend. I hope you enjoyed the show. I'll see you next week. Be nice.